Welcome back, our dear viewers. The 32nd edition of the Citadel Festival Music and Singing will take place between the 15th and the 28th of August at the historic Citadel of Salah ad-Din. To shed more light on this very special event, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Salma Ghitani, Professor of Media at the AUC. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Doctor, what will the festival offer in its 32nd edition?
Yes, so this highly awaited festival that takes place every year under the auspices, of course, of the Cairo Opera House and the Ministry of Culture, and this year again with the Ministry of Tourism. It's going to start off by recognizing around 11 key personalities and figures in the artistic scene in Egypt and the Arab world, including several big names. And then it's going to have around, over the course of 2 weeks, as we said, around 30 or 31 different concerts and music activities. Yeah. On the Mahdi Theater. It's going to have things for children, with just the chorus music performances, as well as singing, of course, with different bands and all that.
Actually, this year, the festival is expected to witness concerts by the so-called underground bands. Is this the first time, and what is the impact of this on the festival?
It has been featuring a lot of different genres of music every year. It's not just like classical music or old music. It's always had even 90s music and big names. This year is going to have Hisham Abbas, for instance, a big name from the 90s era. Last year it had Khalid Agek. It's always having featuring younger generation music as well, and this year having different bands and singers who are catered to the younger audiences is going to attract these younger audiences to the festival and to attend it and to be part of it and to be excited about it. So it's going to attract this whole very big segment of the Egyptian and Arab population of the younger generation.
Yeah. What is the impact of such festivals on the cultural movements in Egypt?
Well, such festivals are very much highly needed. So Egypt hosts these concerts all year round. This festival offers this opportunity that people attend things for free. They get to see different genres. They get to see different performances from the Arab region and internationally as well. So they get to stir the movement, the cultural movement, enrich the cultural life in Egypt, always make people think about art and the music and the instruments, which is something that we very much need.
What is the impact of such festivals on the cultural movement in Egypt, and to what extent hosting such events on historical sites is actually promoting also for Egypt as a country and the tourism in Egypt?
Yes, so Egypt has always been at the forefront of these events. It's always been pioneering and leading Arab nations in these kinds of artistic and creative endeavors and music and singing and art and everything that has to do with the creativity. So something like that to be sustained for 32 years, bringing these very big names together, having this 2-week kind of focused, intensive performances of different genres. And all this, of course, will always have like a staple for Egypt, that it's always at the forefront of such activities.
The Citadel Festival is a meeting place for all types of singing and different bands as well. What is the benefit of this on the singing culture in Egypt, Doctor?
Yes, so it's as I said, it's enriching. It makes it diverse and versatile. It introduces the newcomers to the scene It gives opportunity for those who don't have a wider audience to be recognized and to be heard. And it also gives due recognition to big names and figures who are already established. So I think it helps on both ends, honestly.
Yes. Among the festival's activities this year is A Night in Love with a Rose by the Arab Music Ensemble. What are the implications of such events?
Yes, so it's the Warda, the singer, the very well established singer from the old days. They're going to have like a concert in love of her music and her songs that have been memorized by millions all around the Arab world. So of course, again, this brings the nostalgic part of everyone attending the concerts and the festival functions. It makes them want to get in touch with their old habits of listening to Warda every day and all that. So it's very nostalgic and, of course, very enriching.
Yes. To what extent you do believe that all these activities and all the events which are taking place, as I've mentioned, in the historical sites like even the Grand Egyptian Museum, the Giza Plateau, the Citadel, are actually reflecting the history in Egypt in parallel with its cultural activities, and what's here the benefit from such events, and to what extent here we are conveying a message to the whole world about our culture and our history?
Yes, so of course shedding light on these very important venues as backdrops for these musical performances and concerts gives it even a more grandiose look and feel. It makes people feel like they're attending something of the past, and it's very very royal, and of course it's enriching to the tourism sector for people inside Egypt, and of course from people coming from abroad or from the region to get to visit these places while at the same time listening to nice music and watching nice performances. So this whole mix is very culturally rich and satisfying, of course, to people who have a passion and love for this kind of thing.
Yes, indeed. Doctor, as well, we have to mention here that Egypt is always the beacon of culture and activities and art and drama. As a professor of mass comm, how do you see the role here Egypt is playing on these domains?
Yes, so again, Egypt, as I said, has always been leading in these kinds of endeavors.
Yeah.
It's always been sort of exporting its talents abroad and making people who want to basically be known and be famous and to be heard. They come to Egypt first to do that.
Yeah.
Even people from different nationalities in the region, they come to Egypt because they find an audience, they find people who have a taste, they have good taste for different types of music. There is something for everyone. Everyone finds their own genre somewhere in Egypt. So it's always a place to start and a place to flourish and to get heard by others, and then this gets echoed in different parts of the region.
Yes. Back to the 32nd edition of the festival in the Citadel, what do you expect to witness differently in this edition of the festival, Doctor?
Well, as I said, I think I expect more contribution from younger generations, and basically people now have a better or a bigger appetite for concerts, dressing up and going to a concert or going to listen to my favorite artist or singer. So I think this will give this intensive dose of 2 weeks of these performances. So it's going to make people, especially that it's summertime, so people have the time to go and attend more than one function and more than one event. So I think it's going to be a successful festival as always.
Indeed, Doctor, do you believe that we should be hosting more events and more activities on the cultural level in Egypt?
Yes, definitely. There's no number that's too much of these kinds of events.
Yes.
We're a big population. We have different tastes. We have visitors from all around the world and from all around the Arab region. So the more we have of such festivals and festivities, the better it is for our tourism sector, for our artistic even competition, the honest, positive competition. There's also going on the Alamein Festival. That's huge success. It's been doing great over the past time and this year as well. So it's bringing people together with the lovely weather of the North Coast and the lovely beaches there. So there is always this mix of either the arts with the beach or the arts with the monuments and the history and the pharaonic heritage. So there's always something that's going to be a different experience than anywhere else.
Yes. Since you have mentioned the activities of El Alamein and the festival taking place there, how do you see this movement in this place since last year, and indeed the activities taking place with these concerts, these activities on the different levels as well, taking place in El Alamein? To what extent this would contribute in attracting more tourists, especially to El Alamein, and maybe not only during the summer season, maybe it would extend a few months after July and August?
Yes, so the Alamein Festival has been, again, introducing other things other than the arts.
Yep.
There was like a dog fashion show. There was these car performances and racing. All different functions, but basically for everyone in the family. For people, holiday goers, they can enjoy different events. It's not just singing. There's been the theater performances. So it's been quite diverse and versatile in bringing all different activities together. Yeah. And of course, this is a huge success.
Indeed. Doctor, finally, what's your dream here for the cultural life in Egypt? What more should be done? Should we do more activities maybe in the winter season in Luxor and Aswan, and using these beautiful historical and pharaonic places to host events? How do you see the intention to promote for these places as well in the winter season, as the case in El Alamein?
So despite the heat, despite the cold winter we have been witnessing for some time, still Egypt's weather is relatively very good all year round compared to other places. It's not extremely cold to the extent that you can go out, or extremely hot to the extent that you can go out. So we need to make use of that and capitalize on it by hosting these events all year round. As you said, we have a lot of amazing places that are culturally rich, and even not just ancient Egyptian heritage, even the Islamic heritage, the Christian heritage. We have a different taste for different cultural history that we have. So if we have different thematic festivals and concerts all year round, we'll definitely have an audience for every one of them.
Indeed. Dr. Salma Ghitani, Professor of Media at the American University, thank you so much for your precious input. It was a pleasure. Our dear viewers, now we'll go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to continue our segments in the breakfast show, so stay tuned.